Kenya's current Gen Z protests highlight significant social and economic grievances that, if unaddressed, could potentially lead the country toward a trajectory similar to Haiti's. Both nations share underlying issues such as systemic corruption, high unemployment rates, and social inequalities, which fuel public discontent and civil unrest. In Kenya, the youth face high unemployment rates, with many educated individuals unable to secure jobs that match their qualifications. This economic disenfranchisement creates a sense of hopelessness and frustration among young people, prompting them to protest. Similarly, Haiti has long struggled with economic instability, exacerbated by political mismanagement and natural disasters. The lack of economic opportunities in both countries fosters a climate of despair and anger, particularly among the younger population. Systemic corruption is another critical factor that could draw parallels between Kenya's potential future and Haiti's current state. In Kenya, corruption is deeply entrenched in both public and private sectors, undermining trust in government institutions. This pervasive corruption stymies economic development and perpetuates social inequalities. Haiti's experience is a stark reminder of how corruption can cripple a nation's progress, leading to a cycle of poverty and political instability. If Kenya fails to address its corruption issues, it risks further alienating its citizens and eroding the foundations of its democracy. Social inequality is a driving force behind the protests in Kenya. The gap between the wealthy and the poor is widening, with the majority of the population struggling to meet basic needs while a small elite controls a disproportionate share of the nation's resources. This disparity breeds resentment and fuels social unrest. Haiti's history of social inequality has been a significant factor in its ongoing turmoil. The marginalized populations in both countries are increasingly vocal in demanding justice and equitable treatment, often through protests and civil disobedience. The political landscape in Kenya is also fraught with challenges that could lead to instability. Ethnic divisions and political patronage systems undermine national unity and democratic governance. Kenya's political volatility, especially during election periods, poses a risk of descending into chaos similar to Haiti's frequent political crises. Haiti's political instability, characterized by frequent changes in leadership and weak state institutions, has hindered its development and exacerbated its socio-economic problems. In conclusion, while Kenya's current Gen Z protests reflect legitimate grievances and demands for change, the country must address these underlying issues to avoid a trajectory similar to Haiti's.